By the looks of it, Velma's Mindy Kaling and creator Charlie Grandy had no pushback from Warner Bros. When it came to making the Velma R-rated series. You would have expected Warner Bros., a company that's swimming in debt, to have looked over the show's premise and decided whether or not it would get produced. But by the sounds of it, all they heard was an R-rated Scooby Doo show and greenlit it, without even having Scooby Doo be in the show in the first place. This is just something, and we're going to dive into this mini interview that was conducted with Mindy Kaling and Charlie Grandy. So the first question is, how did the show come about? To which Charlie Grandy responded, Mindy and I both moved over to Warner Bros. At the same time, and she'd been thinking about doing some animation and was looking over the catalog of characters. It's like, oh, I've always related to Velma as the sort of unsung hero who does all the work but gets none of the credit. And how fun would it be to do an origin story about that character? Of course, they would be looking over a catalog of characters and not come up with something original. And it's funny that Charlie Grandy even related to Velma, to which we would ultimately see Mindy Kaling take over the role and portray herself as the character. And if you've seen the newest episode of the show, Velma pole dances in front of her dad as she has daddy issues. Seems to me that Mindy Kaling may have had these problems with her personal life if she's portraying herself as the character. And it continues. Mindy and I have worked together a lot. Mindy knew that I loved animation. I watched a lot of it. I talked a lot of it. And she said, would you want to maybe try something like that? And it started as conversations. And it really started to snowball from that point. We pitched it softly to Warner Bros. Animation. They said, yeah, we would love to do this. So go on and do it. So Warner Bros., as I mentioned, just greenlit the damn show just by having a pitch of the show. Not having a completed script or nothing of that matter to where they could actually conclude if the show is worth the budget or not. But by the looks of it, they completely scrapped all that and just heard R-rated and went along with it. The next question, was there any pushback to how hard-edged your take was? Charlie Grant responded, not at all. And then we had Mindy Kaling respond, no, it was just excitement. It's so great because we love this character. She's so iconic and obviously one of the few characters from the era that she was created that I could actually identify with. And it's no surprise I love writing about young women. Charlie created the show, I just played the part. But this was of teenagers was such a fun world that I've loved to explore before, and it was such a great way to work with actors who we normally couldn't get on a live action show. I love how she says that Velma is an iconic character, yet they completely butchered her as making her be an unlikable asshole. Even having Mindy Kaling's own people, that being Indians and South Asians, call her out on how she portrays them in the show. And it's of no surprise that Mindy Kaling loves writing about young women because every damn time she creates a character, that character represents her and all of her problems that come along with Mindy Kaling. And the final question I was asked in this interview was this. There's so much Scooby-Doo lore at this point, and you obviously have homages like original voice actor Frank Welker voicing Fred's father. Was it hard to balance the references and the reinvention? To which Charlie Grandy responded, I think the key was always keeping the original in the forefront of your mind and really just letting that be the compass. What really attracted me to the project was I loved Scooby-Doo growing up, and I loved both the comedy and also the horror. And the goal for me was to try to update both for an audience. We're not just necessarily taking these characters and updating them in the sense that, oh, now they're super crass and it's not what you thought. It's trying to keep the suspense and the horror and the jokes, but for something that would be engaging to an older, more mature audience. And the thing is, the mature audiences are hating on this show because of the way they butchered the characters. And you even had Charlie Grandy, the creator of the show, saying that he kept in mind the original forefront in his mind. And that it was a compass for this show, when in reality, they butchered the original series and the characters that were once beloved. You have Fred, who's now a asshole, who's dumb, and now within these later episodes, he's slowly starting to turn into a femboy. We have Shaggy, who's now called Norville, who's a simp, and is now trying to find ways to not be a simp, and is slowly starting to become a toxic male. Then you have Velma, who's having daddy issues and all of these unlikable traits and being a complete asshole. And let's not forget about Daphne, who likes Velma, and has that little romanticism involvement with her, and also being a drug dealer. No one likes this stuff. Even mature audiences who grew up with the show don't want this show. They're saying that they're not trying to modernize the show, but they are. They're having many jokes that revolve around modern politics and today's controversial issues and topics. I'm just happy that we're continuing to see the faults, especially the companies. The companies are just as much as a fault as these show creators are, because they're the ones that keep greenlighting this stuff. And as long as they keep doing it, they are going to continue to lose money. Anyways, I think you guys' thoughts on this. If you guys enjoyed, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.